Welcome, everybody. It's our evening to spend together to unlock your millionaire mindset. And I'm so excited to be with you tonight. And if you're on this call, it's obvious that you are very, very serious about getting to a place that brings you joy, that brings you happiness. And the more I do these calls, the more, quite honestly, that I benefit. But if you listen to Brian Tracy's session for this particular month, you heard him say that we are all born with greatness. And it doesn't matter what religion you are or what you observe, but he made a comment, God didn't make any junk. We all have a millionaire gene within us. And it's interesting. I spent the whole weekend loading some amazing content into Zango University. And the common thread from Tony Robbins to Robert Kiyosaki, Kim Kiyosaki, Les Brown, the common thread is that we create our destiny. And there's a quote that I've been using for 19 years, and most of you know our story, so I'm not going to go into that. But this is the quote that I live by. And Glade Paulson, you just referenced something very, very similar. You are where your thoughts are. Make sure your thoughts are where you want to be. So why do we do these calls? Why do we want to empower you to be the best that you can be? Because you deserve it. You were born with greatness. So in the university, you will have a tremendous amount of content to help you create the mindset to allow you to grow into your space. And tonight's call, which I thought was really an interesting subject, it's about our own personal mission. And Donna Mastrangelo, my dear friend from Philly, is going to cover it. But I just want you to realize that having your personal mission statement on a 3x5 card is so critical. There's something magical about putting a pen to paper, not just saying it or thinking it, but actually writing it down. And at the end of this session this evening, I really, really hope you'll take just a few minutes, and it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes at the most, and you can change it tomorrow or the next day or keep tweaking it, but define who you are. Who are you today compared to who you're going to become? And as we said before the recording started, if you're not growing personally and professionally, the opposite of growing is what? You're stagnant or you're dying. And it's really important to understand the skills that you need to go from a no K to a 1K to a 5K to a 20K, Premier 500K, because as your team grows and as your income grows, you must grow in order to have that all happen. And it takes one particular set of skills to get to 6 figures. It takes another set of skills to get to $250,000 or $500,000. And it takes another set of skills to get to $1 million a year and beyond. But the beauty of what we do is that we all can achieve this. There is no one who cannot accomplish this if you're willing to do the income-producing activities and work on yourself. So I hope that's really, really clear. And tonight, my dear, dear friend from Philadelphia, Donna Mastrangelo, has been doing and transcribing and summarizing the Brian Tracy training that we've been doing now for about 18 or 19 months. And I think we have about 6 or 7 more sessions to go. But let me officially introduce Donna, because without her, I don't think these calls would be as powerful. And here it is, it's after 10 o'clock at night on the East Coast, and she's stepping up to do this because we had a time change. So we all must chat to Donna and say, thank you, Donna, for all the work it takes to put all of this together. And we do it out of passion and out of love in empowering you to get to your next level. So Donna's from Philadelphia, and she's always been a take charge lady, and she has two favorite quotes, which I think you'll all love. One is, all our dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. And that was a quote from Walt Disney. And what would you accomplish today if you knew you could not fail? Now, that might be a quote from Donna, or what we lovingly say, she R&D'd it, she robbed and duplicated it. We call it R&D. She studied at St. Joe's University and Montgomery County Community College and the University of Pennsylvania. So she's a lifelong learner and obviously very smart to get into the University of Penn. She's been married to her sweetheart for 45 years, and Joe is her best friend, and they're blessed to have 3 sons, a daughter-in-law, and 1 beautiful grandchild. And she's been in sales and marketing her entire career. And she went into business in 1973 with 2 partners, and it thrived, and she turned it into a multi-million-dollar business and sold it and actually got paid compared to us who sold our business and did not get paid. And she went back to corporate America for about 14 years before she discovered network marketing when the economy crashed. And now I'm just so honored to consider her not just a friend, but a business partner as well. So, Donna, I'm delighted to mute myself out and let you take over for Brian's lesson on developing our personal mission.
Thank you, Sandi, for your very kind words. I certainly appreciate all of your thoughts, and really I'm very honored to be here and present this for you and for the Brian Tracy lessons. And as you mentioned, this lesson tonight is about your personal mission. And this is an area that only the top people ever address. The majority of people never even think about a mission statement at all. The bottom 80% rarely think about it, and even most corporations really do not understand missions. Multi-million-dollar companies are very confused about it, but it's really terribly important, so let's talk about it a little bit. You're here to do something wonderful with your life. Remember in the beginning, as Sandi reminded us, and I love this quote, Brian says, God don't make no junk, and he doesn't make anybody extra either. Everyone comes here into this world with a special mission, and the only question is, will you fulfill your mission? Brian tells a story about imagining you're in line at the gates of heaven, and you get to the gate, and St. Peter opens the pearly gates and says, holy smokes, you're here. Wow, we're so happy to have you here. You've led such an incredible life, and you kind of look at him with a blank stare on your face and say, well, yeah, well, it wasn't that great. I worked for a living, had a couple kids, and St. Peter says, no, we sent you down there to accomplish great things in science and literature, and wait, you didn't do any of that? What did you do for 80 years? And you answer, well, I shoveled stuff in Shamokin, got my pension, sat at home, watched reality TV shows, and Peter says, wow, we sent you down there with such great potential. This is a really big disappointment. So the reason Brian tells this story is just imagine what you were sent down here with. You have a special structure, you've got special engineering, you're designed, and you were put in the right place with the right society at the right time with the right parents and the right experiences. So you could make an extraordinary difference to humanity, and you didn't do it? Everyone here has that ability to do something extraordinary with their lives, and starting to think about that could be the turning point in your life. Every great man or woman who actually makes a contribution started thinking about it early in their life. He tells a story of one man that he had in a seminar, and he took an interest, this young man took an interest in chemistry, and he decided he wanted to make a major impact in the field of chemistry. And he always knew he could do it. He took him 20 years, but in that year, he and three of his partners did get the Nobel Prize in chemistry. And he told Brian, he said he always knew he could do it. He just kept that personal mission. He always had that in his head and used it as a beacon for his entire career. So the question is, what mission is yours? Something that makes a difference in the lives of others. If you're writing a business mission, it should always be defined by the difference you want to make in the lives of other people, how you want to improve their life or their work. You don't say things like, we want to be the best in high-tech innovation. Nobody knows what that is. You do say things like, we want to make technical innovations that dramatically enhance the quality of the life of our customers. That's something everybody can get around. Excuse me. Merck, the drug company, is very famous for having a mission statement, something like, our mission is to bring medicine to elevate the suffering of the people of the world. And they work on medicines for tribes in Africa. One's black water fever and another is river blindness. There's no money in that, but they say profit is not in their mission statement. And they spend fortunes to develop these cures. But the people that work on them, they're wired, and they do the best job they could possibly do. So if you want to have a family mission statement, like Stephen Covey recommends in 7 Habits, it should read what you want to achieve for your family. Brian's family mission statement has always been to raise children with high levels of self-confidence and self-esteem who feel capable of doing anything they want to do when they leave their home. That was his organizing principle from the beginning, and he never deviated from that. That organizes everything you do with your children and the activities you provide, etc. Thinking these things through is important, so the more clarity you have about your mission, the more likely it will come to fruition. A mission is something that can always be achieved. When it's achieved, finally you can go home. It may not be achieved in your lifetime, though. AT&T, for example, had a mission to bring a telephone within the reach of everyone in America, and they hit that in the 60s and 70s. Even in rural America, one of the great complaints in business schools is once they achieved that mission, they did not reformulate the mission. So as a result, the company began to drift. As they drifted, the government got involved and they broke it up. Now there's several competitors because they lost their direction. So be clear about your mission, and once it's achieved, set another one greater than the first. Albert Schweitzer mission was to treat the sick in Central Africa. His mission was to treat them until they were treated, so the mission had no end. However, his mission was how many people he could treat in 1 year. They had 50 doctors and 100 professional technicians that came from all over the world to work there. When he first started, it was just him in a tent with a little sign out front and the sign that said, "The Doctor," in French. People began to come, and he became one of the world's greatest humanitarians. More hospitals are named after him than anyone else in the world, and no one ever refused to work for him. Brian knew him, and he told Brian the story of a young doctor that was visiting with him. And he asked the doctor to go home, get a PhD, and specialize in pediatrics because that's what he needed back in Africa. And this young doctor said, "No, I'm young, I'm not married yet, I'm not likely to live in Africa." Well, the young doctor finished his trip, went home, got married, had kids, finished his degree, and he kept thinking about what the doctor had said. And that's exactly what he ended up doing. The point of the story is that when you have a powerful mission, you can have an enormous impact. Mother Teresa's mission statement was very simple: to comfort the dying. She saw that these people were in the street, they were poor, they were untouchable, so just began going out to the street to take care of the dying, take them into hospice and take care of them in their last hours. She became the most famous and respected woman in the world. She came from an impoverished background in Albania, joined the Catholic Church, went to Africa, and she saw her mission was to comfort the dying. These are huge missions, and what you need is a central organizing principle. So your mission gives you greater meaning and purpose in life. All research in psychology says that you can only really become happy when you have meaning and purpose. A reason that's bigger than you, something that goes beyond you. It can't be about making and spending a whole bunch of money, although that'll come. People who think that's their purpose, they'll never really be satisfied. One of the wonderful things about marriage, and Brian is always saying this, is when you get married, you have meaning and purpose. Your purpose is to make your spouse happy. When you have children, your purpose is to make them happy and taking care of them. Being married gives you a sense of meaning, of purpose and fulfillment. Nothing can replace that, not all the money in the world. So it's possible for all of us to have a mission, a family mission, to raise happy, healthy, self-confident children, and that becomes your central organizing principle. Your mission should be something that motivates you and inspires you. The idea of achieving your mission is something that never stops making you happy. Imagine achieving the mission of comforting the dying. Now, Mother Teresa motivates her nuns to take these dirty, smelly people and bathe them and feed them in their last few hours. And she said, imagine each person you treat is the body of Christ and that you're taking care of him. And everyone that works for her sings while they work because in their minds that's exactly what they're doing. And it doesn't matter what religion you are or what you believe in, but that's a thought and it's quite an inspiration. Your mission should be something that you would love to do every day, something that fulfills you, something that you really believe in and you believe in the goodness of it. This is something that will enhance the lives of other people. It can't be something to enhance your own life because there is no sizzle in that steak. Brian says there is no joy in things. You can have all the things in the world and there is no joy there. The only thing that has joy is other people. The relationships of other people. And the greatest of all joys is doing something that enhances the life of other people. Small, unnoticed acts of kindness that you can do throughout life. And Brian actually attributed that quote to George Bush. To go through life doing small acts of kindness that you don't need to get credit for. You get far more joy in giving than in receiving. Your mission often emerges from within yourself. Many people don't find their mission until their 30s, 40s, or 50s. It's just something that starts to call, almost like distant music. So ask this question. What do I really want to do with my life? If I had unlimited resources, what would I do? You only have one life, and you know the old saying, this isn't a rehearsal. Throw your heart into it with a passion, and often you'll live 10, 20 years more than your peers because you're doing something that's benefiting others. And that itself can make you healthier. What moves you emotionally? What sort of subjects, people, and circumstances moves you emotionally? What do you feel passionate about? If you start a business just to make money, you'll never really be happy because your whole focus will be, what can I do to make more money? But if you start a business to serve people with a product or service that they need to improve the quality of their life, then you can become passionate about that. He tells a story about a meeting that he went to for Walmart. The head of Walmart addressed 2,000 people. And this man said, never forget, ladies and gentlemen, our mission is to improve the quality of the life of our customers by giving them more products at the lowest price that they can get anywhere else, so they have more money to spend on their families and their children. He got a standing ovation for that, and every person working for Walmart believes they have that mission to bring excellent products to people all over America so that they have more money for their families. It gets the employees going in the morning, and it's the biggest company in the world. Passionate dedication to help people that are living from paycheck to paycheck and don't have any money to spare. Can't make a mistake when they buy something. And on top of everything else, it's all guaranteed. So you can have a business like this, 1 or 2 or 3 people, as long as your business is focused on helping other people. Here's the wonderful thing. Someone wrote a book on this. Do what you love, the money will follow. So if you're doing something you love, the money will follow, and if you're helping other people, the joy is there. Sometimes you'll struggle for 5 to 7 years, which is the standard, before it's profitable. But you'll love going to work because you love what you're doing, and you're helping other people and making a difference in their lives. Now, Brian talks about capitalism, and he says he gets a bad rap sometimes. But capitalism is one of the highest forms of human life, where men and women go into the marketplace to serve their fellow man and woman. With products and services they want and need, they're willing to pay for it. They will enhance the quality of their life and work. They purchase them, and this is important, it's on a voluntary basis. It's in competition with everything else that is available. And all capitalism is based on voluntary actions. And this people are saying, please buy my products or service. Let me show you why it's the best choice for you, and I'll stand behind it. That's a great mission, and it puts high standard on the back of the business persons because they have to prove over and over again that what they're doing is superior to anything else. So if you're in business, be proud of the business you're in. So you have to look to the past to discover the future. And Brian ends the session with suggesting that we answer these 3 questions. And it's what sort of activities make you the happiest? What do you like to learn about? And what subjects attract and hold your attention? By answering these questions, we can start to formulate our own mission statement. And as Sandi said in the beginning, we should all take 5-10 minutes tonight before we put our head on the pillow and answer those questions. And it'll get us started and get us revved up and going for tomorrow. So with that, Sandi, I'm going to hand it back to you. Thank you very much for letting me do this.
We love Brian Tracy. I get so much out of it. And when he was teaching this session, I really felt like he was talking to all of us in the Zango family, because we all are here because we love what we do. We're not here necessarily for the money. We're here because we love helping people who are looking for 2 things. People that are looking for shortcuts to better health or shortcuts to better finances. And, I've been in network marketing now, actually next month I believe it's 21 years full time. And what I've observed personally, and some of the leaders on the call could probably concur, the people that chase the money never really accomplish their long-term goals. But when you become a servant leader, when you learn how to ask the right questions, that's how we fill a need. Not because we have to sign up one more person or there is another promotion, because we are helping someone else who needs what we have. So that when you get up in the morning, think about it, tomorrow morning when you get out of bed, and most people do network marketing and Zango part-time, but even the part-timers, when your feet hit the floor in the morning, do you look forward to your day? Do you look forward to interacting with people and asking the right questions as to how can you be of service to them? You're not selling, you're not pitching, you're solving a problem. And to me, if you become that servant leader and ask the questions, how can I be of service to you? What comes back to you is absolutely tenfold, absolutely. So when Brian's whole focus, I think, on this mission statement is do what you love, and the money will chase you down. But you do it by making a difference in the lives of other people. So when he talks about struggle, and there's a book I read years ago when we were going through our crisis called The Road Less Traveled by Dr. Scott Peck. And I think it was the first chapter or even the first page in that book. He states, life is difficult. Now, knowing that life can be difficult and obstacles will happen, what do you do about it? And everything that I've read is that you figure out a way to get over it, under it, around it, but you do not let an obstacle stop you from your dream, from your goal. And when people come into Zango, we don't use hype. We don't use lies. I mean, I just had this happen yesterday where somebody was pitching me hard. I mean, really, I could not get this guy off the phone. And it was about money, 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 and I have to get a position. Never, and I happen to know the company well, and their products are less than mediocre. And it was never about how good the products were or how they were going to change people's lives. It was just about, how people that were what perceived as leaders in this industry were going to make a killing. And quite honestly, it was at the sacrifice of the masses. But there are people out there like that. And that's one of the reasons I love our Zango family, because we're not hype, we're not lies. We have products that really, really change lives. And hopefully you're on the product experiences call on Tuesday nights, and they are archived. And if you have an experience you want to share, please do send me an email, because we're archiving them in the university, which is really, really wonderful to share with other people. And when Donna and Brian said, life is not a dress rehearsal. I mean, think about it. Think about how fast did your last 5 years go. Now, if you're 25, your last 5 probably didn't go as quickly as somebody who's 30 and looking back yesterday when they were 25. But I can tell you this, once you hit 40, life goes into hyperspeed. It's like you're 40 and then you wake up and you're 60. So we don't get a chance to do it all over again. So every day when you're ready to go to sleep at night and your head touches the pillow, did you touch someone and make a difference today? Did you try to be a servant leader? Did you ask how is their health, and would they be open to exploring some magical products that have helped so many people with hard science, and our flagship product actually patented? And then what I do is I send them to my unique link at a gift from us and ask for their opinion, and even share with them that I'd be happy to send them a sample if they're out of state, obviously. So take advantage of the tools, because the 21st century tools that we have today, we didn't even have 5 years ago. So, I love the way Brian said, if you want to predict the future, look at the past. And I say that all the time. So if you look at the first wave of Zango, the first 10, 11 years, we broke every record. We created more millionaires without a customer program, without rapid advancement bonuses, without the customer connect, without the nothing but free, without the ADP rewards, with none of the bonus. I mean, think about that. Think about the new changes as of September 1st. I am so excited about what's the future, because if you truly look at the other billion-dollar giants, their biggest income earners came in the second wave, not the first wave. Typically when the companies were 12 to 14 years old. So you're either going to be a part of this growth and have an enormous amount of volume under you, or you're going to be left in the dust. And if you're on this call, you do not want to be left in the dust. So together, we're going to build a legacy of royalty income around the world, so no one is left behind. So I thank you for attending, and I'm going to let the recording keep going. I want to just close with some housekeeping, because everything we do is archived in Zango University, so people always seem to be a little confused about that. Sometimes people don't know where to get our schedule of webinars and calls. So if you just go to xuevents.com, it's constantly updated. If you have not yet enrolled in XU Worldwide or Zango University, I highly recommend you do that, because we're now moving into phase 2, and that should be ready by December. So if you become a scholar now you're grandfathered in at the $15 price. The price will go up after we finish the second phase. And wait till you see the second phase. It's going to be unlike anything else in the entire industry. Why? Because the entire faculty, all the leaders in Zango, for the first time have come together to collaborate. And we're all contributing content for one reason only. Because the more we contribute and give back, the more people that participate in the global bonus pool. So it's pretty exciting. If you have not yet visited agiftfromus.com, and of course you can go to GoDaddy and get a custom URL, and we can talk about that at another time. But we are also adding Dr. Templeman with even more videos to agiftfromus.com, and that is free. You love the word free? I love the word free. A gift from us is free when you're a scholar in Zango University. And all of these trainings that Donna and I have been doing for, oh my goodness, how long, Donna? About 18 months now. And I just saw a typo. Let me fix that real quick if I can. Hold on. I forgot what I was doing. XU Worldwide. .com/ and then okay, there we go. Okay, just fix that. So all of Brian Tracy's training are there at xuworldwide.com/MMM. And if you are not yet on my daily email list and you would like to be, just send me an email at Sandi with an I at sandyanded.com and just indicate who is your 200 upline so that I can put you on the right list. And in November, we are going to change the day. We're going to move till Thursdays, and we're going to make it at 5 o'clock Pacific, which is 8 Eastern. Watch for emails and watch for the post at xuevents.com. And Donna, again, I know how busy you are, but you always manage to do an amazing job sharing the teachings of Brian Tracy with all of the Zango Nation. So thank you again. And Donna's notes will also be posted in the university as well. She goes to all that trouble so that you have a resource to go back to, because there's so much content here, you're probably going to want to listen to it a second time. And with that, we're just about on time. Thank you all for attending. And everyone have a safe and happy Halloween. And let's take advantage of Gordon Morton's challenge. Hopefully you heard about it, to get the pin, the 3 pins. So the commitment is everyone will sponsor at least one person a month in October, November, and December, so that you can proudly wear the pin at the Rush Convention. And by the way, the sign-ups for the Rush Convention, if you're a brand new person, you can get a $99 Rush ticket for only $20, and your either customer fee or distributor fee is waived. If you're an existing person in Zango and you missed the $49 special, some of us leaders bought a block of tickets at the $49 price, but only a limited number. So get to your upline and secure your tickets for next year at half price, because once these pre-sold tickets are gone, they're gone, and then you will pay the regular price. And of course, Rush is right here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. And we will be doing a Zango University training on Sunday following the Rush Convention. So with that, thank you everyone for attending. Blessings to all, and let's all write our personal mission statement before we go to bed. And I highly recommend you sharing that with your mentor or one of your partners as well. And with that, I'll say good night and God bless. And again, Donna, thank you so, so much for your incredible sharing of Brian Tracy tonight with our personal mission statement. Good night, everybody.
You're very welcome, Sandy. I am honored to be included in it. So,
Oh, thank you, dear.
hugs.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.